All right. Hello, everybody. Well, hello, at least to those of you that has YouTube without out ads. So we're gonna officially get going in about 30 seconds. We just want to wait for that ad to kind of play through. But what I will say is some of the later questions are going to be in regards to the Super Bowl, who you think is going to win, and then I have some prop questions for you. For example, who do you think will score the first touchdown? Down. Who do you think will pass for the most yards and things like that? So keep that in mind. But today's topic, as you probably know, is about cruising ducks, and there may be a few of tuning in that to yourself, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. Okay, so cruising ducks is kind of like it's a kids thing. It's everybody kind of enjoys it. It doesn't really matter what the age you are. But on cruise ships, you know how mass cruise ships are. And so what the whole thing is people will get these ducks of various sizes, and they will hide them throughout the ship, and it kind of ends up being like an Easter egg hunt. Now, might surprise you is this phenomenon, or this craze, I could say, has not been around that long. And you are going to get the opportunity to meet in just a couple the creators of this craze on cruise ships. And they even have a page that has 160,000 followers at the moment. They may have even surpassed that. They're growing so quickly. When I first joined up on their page, they were at about 80,000, and they've doubled that in just a few months. So the craze is, and I think let me just say hi to a couple people here first. Will and Z have checked in. What's going on? What's going on, Will and on Z? And I see where numbers are steadily growing. We got Cheryl here, and Cheryl, are you a duck person? If you could throw in the comment, do you enjoy finding the ducks? And so, yeah, without any further ado, let me tell you first, little backstory here. So I met these creators, and I had no idea that they were the ones behind the stuck craze, that they were the ones that started this all. I was on a cruise in 2021, as Sadie scratches my arm up, and I met these two. They said nothing about it. They didn't say, hey, that duck thing that's going around, yeah, we kind of did that. They didn't say anything like that. Very humble. It was only after I did some research of my own, and with this Coach Cruise channel, I knew about craze. I said, hey, this would be a good video on. I'm going to, do some searching around, and I found the Cruising Ducks site, and I saw that this person that I'm about to you was an admin on the page, and I was like, oh wow, this is great. I know this person. Let me talk to him. And then once I read to this gentleman, he told me the story that you're going to hear in just a minute, about how the whole duck thing got started, and the original creator might surprise you even more. So without any further ado, and I see we got Frankie Floyd jumping in here. The first super chat of the day, which I'll talk about even more in just a bit, because there's going to be a duck giveaway today as well. Okay, so, but without any further ado, we have Ashley and Abby will be joining us, and those two right there are the creators. Abby, front and center. And I know she looks young, and you might be thinking, like, I didn't know, I thought this duck thing was around a long time. Well, it really hasn't been. So, Abby, the first question is, when did you hide your first duck? When did this craze of fishing on cruise ships?
Well, we took our first cruise around spring break in around what time was it?
2018.
2018. And once we did that, we just decided to hide ducks.
And what, I mean, is there anything that gave you the idea to just, did you like hiding Easter eggs as when you were real little? Or, I mean, was there anything that led you to give you this idea that let's do it on a cruise ship? Let's hide these ducks on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I loved hiding Easter eggs, but I just thought that why not bring some joy to people and do it like a scavenger hunt? And why not have people try and find ducks?
So that initial, hiding ducks, how did you bring on, and did you interact with the people that found the ducks? Were you to them, or how did how did that all go about?
Well, it all just depended if they were on the same cruise that I was on. And we'd go back and check if our duck was still there the next day. And if it was, then we would try and hide another one and see if it's still there or not.
So when did you start realizing this was successful? And Abby, Ashley, I mean, did you see this really like, wow, this is really catching on fire? When did
we got probably 100 to 200 people in the group, and we were excited at that point. But then, like any other, even YouTube channels or anything like that, when you reach 1,000 people, it's like, oh wow, who would have thought I could have reached that many people? And now today we had no idea that it would reach this many people. It's kind of a touching moment, because if you think about all the ducks that are out there and the amount of people that it has different meanings to, there's a lot of people that put ducks out in memory of somebody. It's an amazing moment.
Oh, absolutely.
I get teary-eyed every time I think about it, because we do look through the posts and stuff, and you get to see the different stories from different people, how the group has touched their lives. It's amazing.
No, and I'm just, just some of the, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Just some of the simpler things, just the fun of it all. I was on a cruise with the big group, of islanders, and I didn't see any until the last night, and we were walking out of the comedy club, and somebody must ducks late or whatever, and I saw them, but I saw them at the exact moment somebody else saw them.
Well, and speaking about you seeing ducks on the last day, what was that, a 7-day?
Actually, it was a 5-day. It was
okay, 5 days. So we have some people that take 100 to 200 ducks on one cruise ship, and a lot of people are like, man, that's a lot of ducks. But you got to think about how many people are actually on the cruise ship. How many people can be carried on that one cruise ship? You carry 100 ducks, that's not even a small percentage of people that are on the cruise ship. And also the staff is involved in it as well too. We've talked to a lot of the staff members or crew members on the ships, and they collect them and they send them back home to their kids.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. And I always see vendors that love ducks, up on the shelf and things like that.
And a lot of the captains even collect them as well too. They have them up in the bridge as well. We've seen several collections, and a friend of ours actually is a hotel director. I think he's on the Dream right now, Junior. He has a huge collection, and he gets them sent home, from time to time, because he collects them. We actually got a chance to interview him with his whole duck collection. It's amazing. These people that are working on the ships leave their families for a long period of time. And a lot of the crew members had mentioned, hey, this helps me get through not being with my family, because they could send them back home and have interaction with their family.
Absolutely. And I'm going to get back to some more questions. I just
All
want
right.
to say hi to Will. I already said hi to Cheryl. I said hi to we have Terry here. Frankie Floyd was the first super chat. Appreciate that. We'll talk more about that in just a second, because we have an added bonus today, courtesy of our Duck Craze creators. We got Traveler Bust here. Christy Curry is here. Nick is here. Yoli is saying hello to everybody. Warm Strong Adventures is here. Good to see you again, my friend. Tess is here. Keith is back. Yes, you are. We have Tim G. We have the couple, Cheryl and Tim, are both here. Rayleigh Creative Travel is here. Frankie Floyd hit duck. All right. And then Christy found 3 ducks on her last cruise. Was so excited to finally find some. So I guess she hadn't had luck in the past, but she found 3 of them on this most recent cruise. So that's great. And yeah, she to take part. And let's keep going here. We have Funnelheads, who has a birthday today. It was today or yesterday, but happy birthday to Andrew from Funnels. It was either today or yesterday, I want to say. So I think it was
a big 21 today, huh?
Yeah, I think so. You finally drink, Andrew, legally. And yeah, I think about all. Okay, so Frankie the first to throw in a super chat, which is going to be a little more important today. First off, let me just say, everybody that is here, we're going to do a drawing at the end of the show. I'm still going to do my normal super chat for the Coach Cruise shirt, but Abby and Ashley are to give away a duck at the end of the show. What's that one called? Does it have a name?
Jurassic Quack.
Oh, okay. Jurassic Quack. Okay. So they send you that very the end if your number is drawn, and you won't have to do a super chat or anything. We're gonna give anybody that is alive 5 entries. I'll write your name, but anybody that does do a super chat, you will get that number, whatever corresponding numbers to your super chat. And so, I mean, I get a few extra entries, like if you do the super chat or super sticker or something like that. But everybody that puts their name in chat at the end, I'll ask at the end of for everybody's name that's not already in the super chat or super sticker, and we'll add a name in there. And I'll ask the phone, give me a random number, 1 through however many entries we have. And number coordinates. We'll get the duck, and they are going to send that off to you. A couple of people jumped in here. We got Jamie. Jamie's here, and she just got some shirts, her and Tex. So I hope you all got those. You are enjoying them. And then Funnelheads says, Son loves finding ducks. He looks out for them everywhere and gets so excited if he finds one. All right, so we have some super chats, and let's see. We got Keith here, and this is a big one. So Keith did 20. Just say 37, 117 through 136. Frankie, you are 114 through 116. We got Amy coming in here in a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much for that.
Man, you're getting closer to that cruise, huh?
Yeah, 137 through 141 is our numbers. Once we reach 200, we're gonna do. And I don't know why I started off at 100. Normally I start off at 1, 2, or 3, but I think it's from the last.
Yeah, from last week.
The last episode, yeah, is what we did. So. Christy Curry, you are 100 through 103 this week, and then we had Sandy, TikTok Sandy, 104 through 113, and then up through this week. So like I said, if we get to 200, we'll do that random number 100 through 200, that per shirt, and you'll all be included in that duck drawing at the very end. And like I said, anybody here we're going to give you at least 5 entries at the end. I'll just need your name right before the drawing. So hang on for that. Okay. So let's get back to, and we got Yoli here. Oh, I forgot. I got to do a shot. Okay. We have Yoli, 142, 147, 157. Okay. So 156, 140, 156. Thank you. And I owe, a couple shots. First to Keith.
Come on. I didn't even know about the shot thing.
Yeah. Anybody that does a $15 super chat or gets me hot and gets a hot dog. So that is high five for Keith.
I wasn't prepared for this one. I would have got my stuff that I got from Roatan.
Well, you're to join me with some shots if you want. And then Yoli hooked me up with a shot. So thank you, Yoli. And you also hook a hot dog when she's done with that one. But I will take care of the shot here first.
Man.
And thank you. So we had Keith, and then we had Jamie with the super sticker. Thank you so much for that. And then we had Yoli, and I think we're all caught up on super chats. Tex is saying we found a duck during the Mardi Gras with Coach in the Havana Club. Very cool. Okay. So I will be looking for some ducks on the Carnival Horizon April 1st. That's when I get on my next cruise. Okay. So I had some things, and I put these down, just wouldn't, and I've asked you a couple of them already. Okay. So Abby, I wanted to ask you, this is literally spreading across the world. This isn't just a regional thing or just a United States thing. I mean, I've seen and heard people doing this all around the world. And to think that you young age started this, I mean, what kind of feelings or emotions does this give you? Because this isn't the way. This is here to stay. And I mean, it's only going to get bigger from here. And to think that you were responsible for kind of getting this whole thing started, I mean, that's got to make you feel just like amazing. What type of feelings do you have in regard?
It's just crazy to me how many people have joined our group and have been looking for all these ducks, and I never would have thought this would have happened.
Yeah, and I honestly found out your dad was the one. First of all, he's like, okay, do a Google search and type, or Abby or something like that. And then lo and behold, your name came up with a little story that you were the creator, that you were the one that started it all. And I mean,
and even a funny story about that, I didn't tell you about this story, but when we were going to file for the trademark, because all we're doing is trying to protect the name. The attorney asked, how can you prove that Abby started it? And I told him, I was like, since I'm on the phone with you, go ahead and Google it and ask Google, because Google knows everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was even in shock.
Yeah, that's it really is crazy. And Jeremy, he was on the most recent most recent cruise. He was another one, him and his wife. And I don't know if they were what's up, me, by the way. And everything is great. And thank you for that super chat. And I owe a hot dog for Yoli, and then I'll for you, Jeremy. So Sadie's making out like a bandit here. But yeah, it's just I really, what do your friends think of this, Abby? Like I don't think you're very vocal about it. You kind of keep it to yourself or whatever. But do they say why, or
They're just, I don't really know how they feel, but they just have learned to know that I started this.
Yeah,
it's not something that we tell everybody. I mean, this is not a publicity stunt. A lot of people think that, it's the duck manufacturers that may have started this or something like that just to promote, to get more ducks out there. It's like, our rules, there's so many free tags out there for people to print, and stuff like that, and we don't say, hey, you got to get the ducks from this manufacturer. The group has very few rules. I mean, one major rule is don't hide them in the stores, because we don't want kids going into the store thinking, oh, I can grab that. It's a part of the game. And, keep them away from the pools and hot tubs, because we don't want, them to get clogged up into the pools or the hot tubs. I mean, there's very few rules in this whole game situation. And that's what makes it more fun, because, some of the posts that I'm seeing is, there's been ducks that have been hit on the cruise ship, and a year later, people will find them. They dry dock some ships, and we see pictures of the people cleaning the ship in dry dock, and they're finding ducks that have been there for several years.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have found a couple ducks in the past, and I've wondered, I wonder if this was on from this cruise, because this is a tough, and
that's the main reason why, we try to ask people to put tags on them, because, it's an awesome feeling too when you look on the page and you're like, oh, there's my duck. Somebody found my duck. Where's my duck going to next? My mother and brother were on a cruise ship this past week showing that duck. And this one's from, where's that, Pennsylvania? This is a duck. So this cruise ship came out of Galveston this past week. This duck came from Pennsylvania. So the people flew down from Pennsylvania to go on a cruise here. And this is a knitted duck.
Yeah.
It's not just a rubber duck. It's, there's all kinds of different ducks that, there's a lot of creative people out there that make some amazing ducks.
Yeah. I've seen some ducks recently on some of the cruise pages I'm on, where people are blinging ducks. They're putting like diamonds all over them and stuff like that. And wow, I want to find one of those ducks, because those ducks look cool. They're putting little rhinos and everything on top of the ducks.
Oh, yeah. And they buy little sunglasses for them, little hats and stuff to put on them. This one's got the sunglasses on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very cool. Yeah. People are getting super creative. And it's, what's funny is guys, they're not on there. Usnavi, if you are here, jump in. The group that I was on the cruise with, there were so many in our group that were searching for these ducks. I didn't even realize they were searching for them. But these are middle-aged women or whatever. They're walking around, and one of the women in the back, yelled at the two, and they're like, "Stop looking for ducks!" Keep focused or something like that. I was kind of wondering, but I did see him looking around. I'm like, oh my God, that's right. They're for ducks. They're trying to find ducks. They're looking in a little bush like that to try to find these ducks here and there everywhere. And I mean, these are grown, adults that are just having so much fun
to
find these ducks.
And I reached up on her shelf. She's got, I don't know how many ducks from all over the world and everything else. Here is a small duck that people you probably do it better, that people are putting magnets on, and they're attaching them to the ship in different places.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just the regular sized ducks. I mean, there's some pretty small ducks that are out there on the ship. I mean, it surprised me on the Vista. We were on the Vista a while back, and I looked over near the casino, and I saw a little bitty duck that you can barely see next to the sign for the casino.
Okay. Hey, are you ready to take some questions from audience? And before I get to the questions, I just want to fill in a bunch of jumping with super chats and super stickers. Really appreciate that. I wanted to give you the numbers right now. I told everybody up. Jamie, your numbers 137 through 141. Yoli 142 through 156. Tex 157 through 61. Jeremy 162 through 171. Christy, you're also 172 through 176, and of course you're already numbers 100 through 103. So when we get 4 more in super chats or super stickers, we'll do the drawing for the shirt. And of course, all you are will already in the duck drawing giveaway also. So you could win a shirt and a duck today. And then, like I said, you have to throw in anything, and you'll get at least 5 entries at the end, so long as you just give your name. So anybody that has questions for Abby or Ashley, and again, if you're joining us now, if you're late, Abby's the one who started this whole duck craze, and I know. How old are you now, Abby?
I'm 15.
Only teen. So she started it off in 2018. So you must have been 10 years old, I'm guessing, if my math is right. 10 years old when you start this, and now you've started in a craze that young people love, older people love, and it's spreading across the nation, across the world. Different cruise ship brands. It's not just Carnival, it's not just Royal. I know them, right? And are there any cruise ships that don't allow hiding of ducks? Like they don't.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, I don't see why they would. But okay,
I do, real quick. I do want we couldn't do this without the people in the group. That's what makes the group, and also the admin. We have several admins that help us with the group as well too.
Sure.
It takes a lot to make all this happen. It's not just us that are doing this whole thing. It takes a whole team to make all this happen.
Oh,
we also have an admin from Australia that helps us. That's a different time zone. So there's always an admin online at some point.
Yeah, you're gonna have to an admin in a different country all over the world as this keeps growing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Keith has the first question. He says, "What's the most valuable? What's the most valuable duck? Is there a duck that
my most valuable duck? I think it would have to be this one. I showed you this the Shack duck.
Oh, the Shack. Okay.
Shaq O'Neal.
You were telling me I think the only one left or something, right?
Yeah, that's the only one I was able to find.
Okay.
What's your most valuable duck?
I don't think I really have one. Probably if I looked up on that shelf, I'd find one. But I don't really have. Oh, I have this one blinged out pink duck, and it has a tiara on it, and it's super cute.
Yeah. So got it found, or did somebody send that to you? What?
No, somebody sent that one to me, and it was super cute.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, she has a PO box set up where people sometimes send her ducks just to add to the collection. She has a large collection of ducks. So
yeah. And on your Facebook group, the official name of the Facebook group is
Cruising Ducks Original Group.
Ducks Original Group, and you have about 160,000 people roughly already.
I think so. I think last month alone we had 10,000 people get added. Just last month alone.
Public group, can you just click on there? Do you have to be approved to join?
No, we have it approved where you have to answer the question to get approved, because we try to cut down on the spam, and we actually watch the group because we don't allow advertising of any sort. You have, and I'm not downing them for doing this, but you have excursions that try to advertise in the groups and stuff like that. When people come into the Cruising Duck group, all they really want to see is the ducks, or ask a question about the ducks. So we try to keep it strictly duck, duck information pretty much, or, your photo of the duck that you find. So that's why we keep it locked down where we have to approve the people, because also you get a lot of people that invite other people to the group and they may not want to be a part of it. So we leave those people that have been asked to join. We wait for them to answer the question to make sure that they want to be added to the group.
Okay, very cool. Now, have you been approached by any of the cruise lines saying like, "Hey, we saw you guys, we see your page, it's super popular." Thinking like
No.
honestly, and I know I said this to you the other day, Ashley, but I feel like this is spread so wide that you two should both. I mean, I know you're, the feelings and everything. You feel great about it, and how much joy and certainly that's worth, that's priceless.
Yeah.
I feel like you something monetarily or be able to gain off of this financially in some way more
So
than you have.
if there was a case like that, what we would probably end up doing, and we've talked about it several times, we would, and we've tried to make it happen, and it's harder than what you think. We would like to do 4 cruises for a child's family that just got out of the hospital and take them on an all paid cruise.
Yeah.
Because a child that just got out of the hospital, the family is going through a lot.
Sure.
So, I mean, we've been trying to do something like that, and we're actually in the process of working with a cruise line right now that is probably going to try to direct us in the right direction on how to make that happen. Or we can
Okay.
do probably every summer, we could probably give, a 4-pack, one family with 4 people in the family a cruise and say, hey, come on a cruise with us. You deserve it.
Right. Yeah, and I'm thinking, just like popped in my head. I'm thinking like if you couldn't be behind the creating of. I mean, obviously it happens naturally, organically on the cruise ships now. As far as hiding ducks, but
Mhm.
but if be some organized, game where who can find the most in a certain amount of time or whatever on a cruise ship and create actual events that people can win prizes. They give away ships on a stick for trivia and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
have some area in the auditorium or something like that where 100 done and you have 10 minutes to find as many as you can. Something I don't.
well, Carnival actually does a duck scavenger hunt.
Oh, really?
They actually, yeah, there is actually a duck scavenger hunt. I don't. They did it right after COVID, if I'm not mistaken. And you go around the ship trying to find the duck with the number on it. They place ducks with certain numbers. And we also have people in the group that actually do a duck exchange. So they'll set up a certain time on the ship. Hey, we're going to do this meetup at this time. And they actually do a duck exchange where it's like a Secret Santa type thing.
Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. Cool. I see in this in the kids club, and I think this would be a great idea to go along with the. We were talking earlier about how they're taking the average ducks that you could get that you can purchase on Amazon or where you purchase them from, and blinging them out, like putting little rhinestones and decorating them and things like that. That would be a great activity for kids in the kids club. Little arts and crafts thing. I see them doing these arts and crafts and whatnot. That would be a great activity. And
Yeah.
maybe they're already doing that. I don't know. But Tim, I wanted to thank you. I gave Sadie the treat, and actually, I think I owe for somebody. Oh, Jeremy, I forgot. There you go. So Sadie is making out like a bandit today with all these hot dogs. I think that's her 4th or 5th hot dog already. And just to update on the super chats, we were only 14 in super chats away from doing the shirt drawing. All 100 will be included in the duck drawing at the end. And like I say, anybody that isn't already in that, you can give me your name at the end. We'll add your name into a drawing for whatever number that we have of people, and you could win the duck. Okay, so let's see. Oh, we got another one from Jeremy here, and Jeremy has a question. Okay, so Abby, now this is one that you found. What is your favorite duck that you found and was it found?
Oh, that's a hard question. Mm, I don't remember what the duck looked like, but I remember that me and my dad were walking in the deli area to go get breakfast, and we saw a duck hanging out in the tree, and we were like, wait, is that a duck? And then we grabbed it, and we were like, oh my gosh. It was crazy. But
Do
I
you
don't
keep?
really,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're
Go
good.
ahead. Finish.
I don't really know what it looked like, but yeah.
Now, dude, I got a question to follow up with that. Do you keep the ducks that you find in a separate place from the ones that are sent to you, or you just kind of put them all together?
Some of these are found.
Mm, it just all depends. If it's like a really special duck, like a crocheted one or something like that, I'll sometimes take it home with me. But most of the time, I'll rehide them. And most of my ducks up there.
I have a problem of finding smaller kids on the cruise and giving them to them.
Yeah.
And it's amazing seeing their faces light up.
Oh my God. You know what? And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was going to mention this earlier. I found a duck, just kind of like what you're saying. And I remember it clear because the emotion from the child was so great that the memory is vivid still in my mind. And I don't usually memories stored that well. But this one was easy. And I think it was on the Vista. And there's like those swinging bench seats for those people out there at Frog Pub. It was those, and they have some part of the wood or something, kind of like a wood frame, and somebody stuck a duck inside the frame in a little space, and I saw it. And it just so happens there's a kid and his mom, one of these little benches or whatever, and I found it, and I said, hey. I think you left it there, and I gave it to him, and the kid's face just lit up, and he was just like shocked and awed, just see all this happiness all over his face, and the mom was like, oh, thank you, but to see the kid's reaction, like you said, just because of a simple thing like this little duck, just brightened his whole day, and brightened mine as well. The reaction, like you were saying. So.
Think of what you did to that parent after that time, because I guarantee that kid was looking for ducks the rest of the trip, and that's all he was worried about, probably.
Maybe, but yeah, it's definitely to see. And then we brought some ducks on a cruise, my wife and I, and it was fun watching her hide them. I was like videoing her hiding the ducks. And she was just looking here and there and everywhere. And should I hide it? And oh, this is a good spot, And just to see people getting a kick out of them, out of finding them, out of looking for them. It's just a lot of fun.
I think my best time was hiding a duck inside the Blue Iguana sign. We like to get up I usually stay up till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. on the cruise ships, because when you're on a cruise, that's when it's time to go out and have fun and not sleep. And then you come back from vacation and you sleep. So we like to go out and put ducks out 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and see how long those ducks stay there. I think Blue Iguana, inside the Blue Iguana sign up in the top, I think it's set there for 3 days?
No kidding.
3 days we watched that duck.
That's well, yeah. I remember I hit a few ducks myself along with Anita when she was hiding those. And I think the most memorable place for me, on the Carnival Valor in the casino, they have the like army soldiers, and like knights, but they're like samurai looking guys or whatever. So they have the helmets. And you gotta kind of stick the duck inside the helmet, but you couldn't see it unless you were like looking in there. Like you would physically have to look in there to see the duck. And there were several of those. So I think I hid like 3 ducks. There's probably like 12 of those guys spread out all around the casino.
And that duck still may be there.
Yeah. Well, I doubt it by now, but I did, like you were saying, you know, you hide them and then you want to see if they're found. So then it's fun to hide them too, because you know where you hid them. And then you go back and look and see if anybody found them. And like you said, some that might be there a couple days. Just want to say hi to a couple more people. Moonlight Adventures is here, seeing me traveling here. What's going on, guys? Tony G is here, and Michael Hudson is here. Michael says, "Hi, Abby. It's nice to see you and Ashley."
Michael
here.
is actually one of my admins, and I owe him a lot because he does a lot of help for me. And he's the guy that I was telling you about earlier. Every cruise that he goes on, he's the actual duck hunter.
Okay.
I don't know how many ducks he's up to now, but he's a serious hunter.
I honestly, I could do like a some kind of official duck hunt or something like that, you know, where there is some big prize, you know, and maybe there would be an entry fee to kind of go along with getting you know, the cruises for the family of the kids coming out of the hospital or whatever it might be. Everybody pays an entry to be part of it. And then there's some, you know, big prize or whatever that you.
Well, help us do this then. Let's look at booking a cruise together and see how many ducks we can get on one cruise ship and get it put in the Guinness Book of World Record for the most ducks on a Carnival cruise ship.
Hey, you know what? That's a noble idea.
Yeah, you probably would be happy with it, but
and it would have something else to add into the Guinness World Records. I don't think there's a world record for that, is there? That would be a new one. But I'm sure we could get a lot of people. More questions here. So, anybody else have more questions? Ray, what did you just put up here? Rayleigh says, I had to step out earlier, but here's something cool. I met Mr. Duckman Horizon in October. Mr. Duckman. Is that the suit that you've had on before, Ashley? Or?
No, that's somebody different, and he wears a duck hat, duck shirt, and he hides ducks as well too. This whole thing has, you know, it's touched a lot of people's lives and stuff, and you know, a lot of people like to dress up in their duck hats and their duck shirts and all that stuff. But no, here's the big duck right here. Here's the duck head.
Oh yeah. And I thought that was the funniest video the first time I saw it, when you were walking around. I think you were mostly on the Lido deck walking, and people were taking pictures and stuff with you.
Yeah, and I was worried that not to get on certain decks because I didn't know how Carnival would feel. You know, they have that rule that, you know, you're not supposed to wear costumes that cover your head in case you fall overboard or something like that. So I was kind of cautious and trying to respect their rules.
Right. I got you. But yeah, that's it's like I said, it's just spending thing that's really taken off. Hey, real quick update with Jeremy's last super chat. Well, Tim by 170, 186. Jeremy is 162 through 171, but the most recent super chat makes him 187 through 196. So we were only $4 away from doing the first Code Cruise shirt. Like I said, we are going to include all of those names and draw those numbers again for the duck that Ashley and Abby is giving away, and we'll send you. And plus, like I said that is in the chat today. We'll write your name down and assign you 5 entries as well, so you have a chance to win just for watching today. In addition to all the people that did super chats and things like that. So, yeah, let's see. Okay, so I think we're all caught up. Ashley and Abby, let me ask you a question. Oh, here we go. Well, we just had text put us over. So let's go ahead and do that. So you are 197 through 200, and you're also going to be number one, Tex. Number one for the next drawings here. I'm going to ask Siri, and I'm just going to ask Siri for a number 1 through 100. I actually have it. I think it's because last week we did. This would have been our second set of 100. So let me give either numbers again, just in case you forgot. Christy Curry, 103. Sandy, 104 through 113. Frankie F, 114 through 116. Keith F, 17 through 136. Jamie is 137 through 141. Yoli is 142 through 156. Tex is 150 through 161. Jeremy, 162 through 171. Christy C again, 172 through 176. Tim G, 177 through 186. Jeremy C, 87 through 196. And Tex has 197 through 200. Well, let's try it out. I haven't tried it 100 through 200, but hey Siri, give me a random 100 through 200. Oh, okay. So it didn't give it to you. It gave me 0 through 100. The number is 95. 95. So 95 would have been Jeremy. That was second super chat there. He had 87 through 96. Jeremy, congrats. You win the shirts. I know you got some Island Time gear. We'll get you some Coach Cruise gear now too. So if you want to mess me your address and stuff and what color shirt and size you want, I will be sending you a Coach Cruise shirt, my friend. And Tex, thank you for putting us over the top there. And you also are number one for the next drawing. And Christy said would love to do a group cruise. Yeah, group cruises are so fun. I mean, if you're just with even a group of people that you know, they're fun. But yeah, I mean, the larger the group.
Even if it's not people, I mean, it's good to meet different people from all over. I mean, we met so many people, not just because of the duck thing, because I mean, like you said, we don't come up and say, "Oh yeah, we're the duck people." We enjoy meeting people on the cruise ship too. So
yeah, and I don't even know. Like, I mean, obviously we met on the Vista.
Yeah,
I didn't know that you two, were about the ducks. I think we met in the Red Frog Pub. There was some kind of meet and greet, but it didn't have anything to do with ducks. So
I think we did the pub crawl.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember seeing you because that Kindle Fire was on that cruise, and I remember you were in the Q&A session because I was Q&A session with her, and I remember question as well of her and that. So yeah, that was a fun cruise. But there was a big group of us, but yeah, like you, we all met one another and became friends and things like that.
But yeah, we're looking at doing. I think it was right before COVID. We had a group cruise kind of planned and everything, and then COVID hit, and that all went downhill quick. So we're trying to get back on track on trying to do a group cruise, and also when we do the 4 ticket giveaway thing to a family of 4 from the hospital, we kind of want that to be a group cruise type thing. We think it would be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, and I imagine, speaking of that, you have 160,000 in your group. So I'm sure if you said, hey, we're going to do a cruising ducks group cruise, that would be your Guinness Book of Records. Everybody in that group's going to be birds of ducks. So if you did a group cruise with that group and you set it up, you would only break the world record on that.
That'd be fun, but also we have you have Carnival people in the group and you have Royal people in the group, and you gotta pick the right ship and the right brand.
Yeah, true. Well, and I mean, as far as ducks go, I don't think ducks are choosy, right? They don't care if they're hidden on, you know. So
Yeah.
just well, that's an interesting question that you brought up. I, I mean, probably no. Obviously been the one running the page and all. Or um, what is there a brand? Would you say that people tend to gravitate toward ducks more? Would you say, or would you saw pretty even,
Ac-
across
Actually,
all?
it's kind of mixed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really at times you kind of see more carnival than royal, but then sometimes you see a mixture of both. Because technically it all started on carnival. I mean, that was our first ship, was a carnival ship. So you know, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say.
Now, I know you've gone on cruises. Has did people on the ships that you go on now, like the cruise directors or the ships you're going on, do they know you two did that? Does anybody ever kind of like say, "Oh, hey, um, we know you kind of started this." Does anything like that ever happen?
Yeah, it's happened once or twice with the cruise directors, and it happened with the hotel,
Director
yeah, the hotel
Junior,
director,
wasn't
Junior.
Okay. And what did they do? Did they do anything in just kind of introduce you all, or how did that go?
wanted photos.
Okay.
And then Junior wanted to show me his collections of ducks.
She actually Abby got to interview Junior on a ship with his whole duck collection and everything that he had in his office, which it kind of showed people, hey, the staff, at one point everybody was thinking that the staff, the crew members were throwing them away. But no, they're actually collecting them. I mean, they hunt for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And
You know what?
one time we were actually shocked. I think it was on our last cruise. We were getting off the elevator, getting ready to get on the ship, and some lady, ran up to Abby, and she's like, "I gotta have your picture." And Abby's like, "What's going on?" Because we don't. You're the first video that we've done, like this, the interview process, and we had no clue that this lady actually knew who we were. She had to take a picture because she said that the group actually touched her life as well.
Very cool. Yeah, and that's just got to make your heart swell with pride that you created something that does, like we talked about, the just brightening these, earlier, and the little kids, but then older adults as well just get such a big kick. Just it kind of amazes me in a way that you can see a grown adult get all happy and excited when they see a duck or they find a duck, or it just it's really kind of amazing that something as that can bring that much joy and satisfaction, just all of a sudden like that. And it's
Well,
really
I even got a message sent to me from somebody in the group. She was thanking us for creating the group because she said that she has never adventured out across the ship and actually experienced the ship, but with the duck, trying to hunt for the ducks, actually got her out to explore the ship to try to find ducks. And she was just amazed on how much of the ship she actually saw because of going out looking for ducks.
so you're not only bringing joy to people finding the ducks, you're also people fit. You're getting them to get those steps in, right?
Yeah.
So Recreative Travel, it says lots of friends were on the Vloggers cruise last week on the NCL Breakaway. That was a big time cruise for the vlog, and there are lot in hid and found. And they also said, Rayleigh Travel did, it's true, you all have touched lots of people. A couple last week made and hid ducks with Braille on it. They both are blind, got so much joy out of making and hiding their ducks. That is just touching, an absolutely wonderful story. Warmstrong Adventures that just added in here. I didn't find my first duck until my 35th cruise on the Mardi Gras, but they found it. So they are part of the club now. They have found a duck, and yeah, that's cool.
Abby fits in a suitcase. If anybody's going on the Mardi Gras, she wants to go. She fits in a suitcase perfectly.
I'll tell you, I did go on the Mardi, but I'll be going on the Celebration, which is the sister of the Mardi Gras. But yeah, I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Fit in the suitcase.
It's kind of a case. I don't, but if you can, you'll be all right. All right. Well, here, I don't know. Are you two going to Super Bowl this weekend?
Mm-mm.
No, not big football. Well, I did. That was my questions that I had for everybody that is watching right now. First off, put in the chat, who do you want to win? Put Eagles or Chiefs, or I guess you could say, I don't care. I just want a good game. If you don't have any affiliation to me, it is the most watched sporting event in the world, I think, except maybe the World Cup. I don't know. We got Eagles. We got a couple Eagles right off the bat. They want the Eagles to win. So let's see, 2-1, 4-1 so far. 4-1 Eagles, 4-2 Eagles now. All right, so we got so far. We got 4-3. Frankie Floyd doesn't care. Right now it's 4-3 Eagles. Jamie doesn't care. I'm on the ship. Yeah, and Jamie and Tex are going to be cruising. Watching.
That's the best way to catch it right there.
Absolutely. So that's pretty split. What's up?
Mardi Gras, I think. Jamie is going on the Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Jamie, are you all going on again? Yoli says I'm rooting for commercials. You know what though? that is the truth though. That some of the best commercials come out during the Super Bowl. So, Yoli, I don't think you'll be disappointed. There's always a couple good ones that bring about a good laugh. Is anybody rooting for Rihanna? The halftime performance. A lot of people like that. Yeah, and Tex said the same thing. I'm just hoping the commercials are good. All right, so that was pretty split. All right, so look, we have everybody that's done a super chat. You are already in. Now, if you want to be included in the drawing for the duck that Abby and Ashley are giving away, they'll send you. You can give me the address, or you can give it directly to them, and they're going to send you that duck that they just showed you earlier. Put in the chat, add me to the raffle. Okay, put your just say add me to the raffle, and I will write your name down.
And it won't cost you anything.
No. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a random drawing like I did. Okay. So Rayleigh.
And we pay for shipping and all that.
Going to be 100 through 105. Let's see. Frankie. Yeah, Frankie, you're already in there a couple times actually. But Frank, you know what? We'll just go ahead and you'll get another 5. We'll do it that way. But 106 through 110. Frankie,
Terry White.
Jamie 111 through 115. Jeremy Axe, you are 116 through 120. Christy, you are only 1 through 125.
And then Terry White.
Kevin, what's going on? Terry, okay, Terry, you are 126 through 130. Ben, you are going to be 130, 130 through 135. Tim, 36 through 140. Kevin B. Yep. Kevin B. You are 141, 1 through 145. Fireball, 146 through 150. Moonlight, you are 151 through 115. Tex, 156 through 1C. Anybody else? Now, well, Jeremy.
Oh, it's already 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. I told you.
Man.
He's going to be 160, 160, 165. Christy, I already have. Yoli, I got to get in here. She is going to be 166 through 170. Keith is going to be 171 through 175. I think I got everybody.
You got 2 more that came up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Keith, I just put on there. Yoli, you are 166 through 170 for the duck drawing. I gave everybody 5 entries, and I want to make sure I got everybody that did a super chat.
You had Mike.
Mike? Do Mike. So Mike will be 176.
Kind of worried for you to add Mike because Mike has good luck finding ducks.
All right. So 176 through 180 for Mike. Okay. Let me read through these and you know, because you have to be present. It's one of those things you got to be present to win here. So or at least you had to be present for the show. If you were here earlier and you had to step out, we'll still take care of you. But so Rayleigh, Creative Travel is 100 to 105. Sorry, 100. Well, actually, you got a bonus one. So 100 through 105. Frankie is 166 through 110. 111 through 115. Jeremy Axe is 116 through 120. Christy Curry 121 through 125. Terry, is that Terry? Yeah, 126 through 130, 131 through 135. Tim is 136 through 140. B is 141 through 145. Fireball 146 through 150. Moonlight 1 through 55. And I don't know why I'm saying 100. Well, it's just going to be 51 through 55. Texas 56 through 60. Jeremy C is 65. Yoli is 66 through 70. Keith is 71 through 75. And Mike is 76 through 80. Anybody out there that wasn't assigned 5 entries? So forever hold your peace because I am going to do.
You didn't add me? Oh.
You win.
I got a lot of these ducks.
Okay. So the drawing is going to be from 1 to 80. I'm going to ask Siri. I'm going to hit the button here. I'm going to ask Siri, give me a random number 1 through 80. And then whatever the core number is, you're going to get a duck from Abby and Ashley. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 80. Wow, it's a little one. The number is 6. The number is 6. So that is Frankie. Frankie, you are the winner of the duck. Frankie, congratulations. And message me, Brad Dowling on Facebook or through the Frankie Floyd is our winner.
Congratulations.
Frankie Floyd said, add me. And we did, and you won. All right. So congratulations, Frankie. You are going to win the duck. And I guess you could message Ashley if you want, or you could message me and I'll get dressed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whichever is easiest for you. but congratulations on that. And that's about it. Is Abby, Ashley, thing else, or does anybody else have any other before we end the show for the week that they wanted to, talk about in regards to the ducks or anything like that?
We need to work on the group cruise. We're going to work on that group cruise, and we'll get with you and see if we can get you on that ship too, and make a lot of memories.
That would be fun. That would be fun, especially if going duck crazy. And I know a lot of people that I was in that group that I just came off the cruise with New Year's Eve. There were a lot of duck crazy people in that group, especially the women in our group. They were hunting like professionals out there looking for those
crazy people on the ship as it is anyway.
Some of the duck hunters are even crazier than the average ones,
yeah.
Right? So, well, that's about it. Like I said, unless you have anything to add, Abby or Ashley, in regards to the ducks, or if you wanted to just say
really, thanks for inviting us on here, and
thank you.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm honored. Thank you for coming on. As you mentioned earlier, this the first you've really come out in the open and gone live and kind of talked about the whole thing and how everything started. So I'm appreciative.
You heard it first at Coach Cruz.
That's it. Absolutely. So really great having you, and I hope to cruise with you two again, just like we did on the Vista in 2021. And that's it until next week. Thank you everybody out there for Ben or whoever was asking me. I think it was you, Sadie here. She is an American bulldog, not the English bulldog. She's a little wrinkly, but not a lot wrinkly. But she still slobbers like a fiend. So whoever was asking me that earlier, I'm just going to answer that question. Kevin is talking bourbon here. Finding the bourbon I'm going to bring. Okay. I'm down with it. All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week.
Thank you all.
Abby, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See y'all later. All right. Take care.